folkens, i dag. Og hallo også, i dag skal vi at de har en ny episode på Kusbles kanal. I dag skal vi reagere mer på, vi skal faktisk reagere på en ny serie. Det er skumle animasjonsfilmer. Så det er sånn skumle kortfilmer, bare at nå er det animert, så det skal vi gjøre i dag. Kanalen til den personen vi skal reacte på er Lama Arts, linken nede i beskrivelsen. Så yes, i dag skal vi bare reagere på skumle animasjonsfilmer. Så yes, la oss bare bang med meg smash den like-knappen, eller ja, du bang med meg smash den like-knappen hvis du vil. Klarer vi å hitte 30 likes, da blir jeg kjempeglad, og så setter vi inn i videoen. Så den første videoen, folkens, jeg har skuddet av lyset på webcamen mitt, bare for at det skal bli litt mer creepy. Jeg må bare holde sånn til for noen kommer inn i huset mitt. A disturbing to Snapchat story. Skummel Snapchat story. Alltid det vi har lyst på. Å, herregud.
This is a short but terrifying story of something that happened when I was Snapchatting a friend. I'm pretty young, I'm only 13, still in middle school.
Oh, that's so creepy.
A girl I really liked had just recently started snapping me selfie pictures, and we started messaging each other for a few nights. One night when I was watching TV, she sent me a snap of herself laying in her bed without a caption. I sent a message saying, "What's up?" She sent another identical picture, this time with a caption saying, "Not much, you?" She set the timer to 10 seconds, so it gave me plenty of time to analyze the picture, including her bedroom in the background, and the dark outline of a person standing by her window.
Oh my god!
I quickly sent a response message, saying, "Is that your brother by the window?" She sent another identical snap, this time captioned, "What do you mean?"
What the fuck?
In this picture, the figure at the window was closer, and I could see a hand pressed up against the glass.
Oh, what the fuck?
I closed the snap before the timer even ran out so I could tell her quicker. I said, "There's somebody at your window, turn around." She opened my snap almost immediately, and then I didn't hear from her again on the app.
Herregud.
I grew more and more worried as the minutes passed.
I
texted her a few times to no avail. I tried calling her a few times to no avail as well. I didn't know her house phone number, otherwise I would have called her parents. It wasn't until midnight when I was already laying in bed that she finally texted me back. She explained the whole situation. As soon as she looked at her window and saw the person standing there, she screamed. And that caused the person, who turned out to be a 20-something-year-old man, to open the window and jump into the room.
Oh, what the
From there, she ran to her parents' room and woke her dad, who went to her room to find nothing but an open window.
What the fuck?
It wasn't exactly a personal story of mine, but it freaks me out nonetheless, knowing that the only thing that saved my friend from whatever could have happened was the fact that I was able to see the window through her selfies, unbeknownst to the creeper at her window.
Så dere det? Se på den. Se på den.
Her selfies, unbeknownst to the creeper at her window.
Herregud, folkens. Ok, greit. Den var veldig fin. Lama Arts har animert den. Linken hennes er i beskrivelsen. Og så Mr. Nightmare, som er stemmen på den historien. Han altså linken er i beskrivelsen. Herregud, dette her shit er creepy. Og nå skal vi reagere på The Bathroom Stall / Airport Stories Animated. Så hvis dere hører dropp som en eller lakrisputer. Bare shout at til Veimuseet.
So this happened a few months ago. I'm 26. I was at JFK Airport in New York with 5 friends. All of us were about to fly down to Florida to spend the week in a beach house. We had a few more minutes to kill in the airport before we would board our flight, and I really had to go to the bathroom all of a sudden. I was baffled to see a line out the door for the bathroom. I noticed a janitor walking by, so I asked her if there was another bathroom nearby that wouldn't be so crowded. She laughed and told me she shouldn't really be telling people, but there was another bathroom past the door she was pointing at, down a narrow flight of stairs and to the left. I thanked her because she was extremely nice and followed the direction she gave me.
She looks extremely nice akkurat der, ja.
Sure enough, behind that door that no one would think to open was a small stairway that led down to a really poorly lit, skinny hallway.
Det er jo et tegn
It
til å
was
gå.
so narrow that if two people were to pass
Det
by
er ikke så viktig å slippe ut vannet og slippe ut klumpen, liksom.
each other, one person would have to stand against the wall to make room. I found the bathroom right away. The door was extremely heavy and hard to push. Also, the lights were on inside of the bathroom, and it was filthy in there. It was evident that nobody ever really came in there to clean.
Hvem er det som vil...
Now, this is a little embarrassing to mention, but when I go to the bathroom in public places, I always try to make sure nobody else is around to possibly hear me going.
Ja, det er jo det
So
jeg
after
driver med
checking
nå.
the stall to see
Jeg var faktisk på... Men da, en kjapp liten live story. I går så var jeg på Circle K. Tidligere spiste pølser der. Skulle jeg på do. Så var det bæsj på dosetet. Liksom... Ja!
see that it was unoccupied, I went back into the hallway for a second to take a look down
Jeg
both
skulle bli den helt
directions.
fullt.
To the left, there was somebody standing at the end of the hall, in a dark, unlit section of the hallway. It was a disturbing sight to say the least. All I could do was awkwardly pull my head back into the bathroom and try to pretend we didn't see each other. I went into the stall and just stood there biting my fingers for a minute, dreading the thought of that door opening. And of course, it did.
Er helt perfekt.
I saw the man's black shoes under the stall door as he walked to the stall next to mine. He shut the door, and then there was silence. No sound of the man unzipping his fly or sitting down, nothing. I realized I didn't really have to go anymore, and went to unlock the stall door. That's when I looked up, and saw the man's head peering over the stall, looking at me. I nearly had a... I ran back up those damn...
Jeg blir faktisk kjemperedd. Nei, jeg vil ikke se.
Out that door, and then casually walked back over to my friends. I was breathing heavily, but nobody seemed to notice. I didn't tell anyone just because it was embarrassing, and I didn't want my friends to make fun of me in any way. I know, I guess that seems stupid now.
Embarrassing?
We went on to have our Florida vacation and all had a good time. Of course, the thought of that creepy man haunted me every night that week.
Skal bare passe på at det ikke kommer sånn der han I bakgrunnen. Ok. Ja. Åh, for en slutt. Damn! Ok. Jeg scared as fuck. Men, vi skal se på en til, som var 6 minutter. Warface, ja. Ok, nei. Det ser vi ikke på, ok? Greit. Warface Battle Royale. Selvfølgelig. Sånn. Daryl's Pond.
There used to be a pond about half a mile away from my old house that I would commonly go fishing in. It was nicknamed Daryl's Pond. I still have no idea who Daryl was or why it was called that, but nobody owned it, so people would once in a blue moon go fishing there as well. It was usually me by myself, though. I had dug a pole into the ground where I would tie a noose to and from my small kayak. I'd say it was about 3 in the afternoon when I rowed out to the middle of the pond, the sweet spot for getting a decent catch.
Okay, det dårlig animert.
There was another person coming out.
Dere ser at hun dama, som det er en dame som animerer. Du ser, det her ikke like bra animasjoner som de nye.
From the trees. I waved at him and gave him a smile. He hopped into a small boat floating by the edge of the pond and began to row over to me. As he got close enough where trying to speak to him wouldn't come off as obnoxious, I gave him a friendly, "Perfect day, isn't it?" "Yes, absolutely," he said. He didn't say anything after that, and I started to feel a bit awkward, as if I were obligated to keep some kind of conversation rolling now. "So, you come out here to throw some lines?" I asked. "No, I don't actually fish." "Oh, well, it's never a bad day to relax on the pond," I said. He continued to row closer to me
Nei,
until his
jeg tror
boat
det var-
collided with mine, creating a big thud. I was genuinely uncomfortable now. I didn't feel threatened, just weirded out. I was only 24 years old. This guy looked like he was late 40s or 50s. There was an awkward silence. I tried to just act like I was focused on trying to make a catch, but by now that wasn't even on my mind. This guy was weird. I didn't know what he
Jeg tror
wanted,
ikke det er så vanskelig
and
å
I
få
was
fisk i en så liten dam, altså.
uncomfortable being so close to him. I felt him looking at me, or at least in my direction, as I faced halfway to the opposite direction of him. I took a quick glance to my right. Yeah, he was staring at me. I decided to be ballsy and lock eye contact with him. After about 4 seconds, he looked away. So, where are you from? I asked him.
Jeg ville bare løpt det.
Up there.
For å være helt
He
ærlig.
pointed behind himself, in the direction of the woodsy hill leading past the dirt road. Oh, you live by Suffolk? I asked. No, I'm not, he said. What made you decide to come out here? I said. Why not? I continued to try and uncomfortably fill the awkward silences that kept coming up. His responses were dry. He didn't contribute anything to what was barely a conversation.
Nei,
He
det
just
liker ikke
sat there,
jeg.
not doing
Jeg vet ikke hva
anything,
annet jeg
with
skal
half a
si.
smile on his face, looking either
Jeg vet ikke hva
at
jeg
me
skal si, jeg
or
bare
in my
liker
general
det.
direction throughout. I was creeped out. My heart was racing at this point. I'd go as far as saying that I was nervous for my life. We were surrounded by trees in all directions in the middle of a pond. I started to row a bit closer to land, but in a very low-key kind of way, trying to play it off as me just trying to find a better spot to find some fish. I was horrified when I saw he was following me. What a great day, huh? I felt a shake in my voice. I got close enough to the edge of the pond where I finally told the man, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I turned to see his reaction. He was still staring at me, but his smile was gone now. I can't let you leave, he said. He lifted his
What?
flannel to expose a handgun sticking out of his jeans pocket.
Oh,
As soon as I could process what I was looking
My
at, I
God.
dove out of the boat for land, ran the whole half-mile uphill through the woods back to my house,
shit, okay.
unlocked every door and window as soon as I made it home. I pulled
Okay,
down the
what
blinds
else?
to the dining
Fine.
room window, leaving it open just a crack for
herregud, det er
peeking
200.
outside undetected. It started to get dark out, and I left every light in the house off, still peeking out to the front yard, making sure I wasn't followed. The time came when I finally decided I wasn't followed. I realize now, like you, that not calling the police immediately was a huge mistake. I kept my bedroom windows open to let the room air out. My bedroom was on the second floor, so I wasn't worried about being watched through the window. About half an hour after shutting the light and falling under the covers, I heard the sound of leaves crunching from outside.
nei.
I sat up to hear it more clearly. It was definitely something walking around out there. Normally I would assume it was a deer or a bear, but after what just happened, I was still in paranoia mode. I sat up as still as a statue, except for my shaking out of fear, waiting as the sounds of the steps stopped.
Herregud.
Hey buddy, you up there? Are you trying to sleep? Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. I felt like 100 pounds just fell directly onto my chest. It was the same voice. I knew it right
Det er
away.
jo dårlig soverom, ass.
I didn't make a sound. I crept out of the room quietly downstairs to the kitchen and grabbed the phone, practically crawling on my way out to avoid being seen through the open blinds.
Har ikke
I
telefon.
called 911 like I should have earlier in the temporary safety of my bedroom. I made sure to whisper into the phone as I was still hoping that he hadn't yet heard or spotted me. 20 minutes felt like an hour as I sat behind my bed, waiting for the police to arrive in constant fear that I would hear glass breaking from downstairs, or a thud on the back door,
Det her igjen,
or
da.
even just a voice again from down below my window outside. The police did a thorough investigation of the property in nearby woods, turning up nothing. They suggested I stay with a
Politiet
friend
klarer
or a
aldri å
family
finne
member
noe i
for a few
sånne
days,
historier.
and so I did. I never heard from or saw the man again, but I still moved a month later. I couldn't deal with the constant fear and paranoia of being watched through my windows. I feel much more comfortable fishing out by the bay now.
Den her jeg sett. Det her fra Friday the 13th. Ok. Greit, folkens. Vel, det var dagens episode. Gjerne smash den like-knappen hvis dere vil ha mer. Gjerne abonner hvis du ikke har gjort det. Del kanalen med alle vennene dine. Så kanalen ikke Gud ikke dør. Nei, da bare tulla. Kanalen vår er faktisk ikke så dør lenger. Kjempebra. Men uansett. Au! Fy faen, hei, nå kommer jeg til vondt resten av dagen.
Hey, you already know what the fuck going on. I'm on my ignorant shit tonight. We about to get
Nei, nå
fucking
slår jeg tåen meg
laid on
litt.
this shit.
Greit.
Turn your shit up, bitch. Let's go.
Snakkes.
Yeah, hold up. What the fuck? Hey, bass in the trunk. Yeah, shorty wanna fuck, but I'm busy getting bucks. If you know my fucking name, you know my music bumps. If you hate my fucking shit, you a motherfucking chump. Hey, ooh, yeah.